Like, I am so amazed at what God really can do in our lives. It's amazing how people really don't know God like that, you know?
Right.
And to just experience what I experienced, what all of us experienced on January 20th, 2018, it was so amazing what y'all did when y'all came in that room and played the Word of God.
It was actually January 21st.
January 21st is when I had the surgery. Absolutely. Right. Now, January 20th, that Saturday night, when Mama called you, I literally did not know that I had fainted in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when she
right.
called you?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was, you know, I had already been sick. I was feeling sick in the stomach. Like, my stomach, like, was feeling real sore earlier that week. Because, you know, I had just went to the emergency room that past Sunday, that previous Sunday. And they gave me a shot. I started feeling a little better that Monday, that Tuesday. Wednesday is when my stomach really started feeling sore.
Mm-hmm.
I started losing the appetite. And by Thursday, Friday, I was sleeping most of the day.
Yeah.
You know, Mama was trying to wake me up to eat and stuff. And I just really didn't have the appetite. And before you know it, Saturday, when I was going to the bathroom, I started realizing, like, I was sitting, like, staying in the bathroom for, like, long periods of time, to the point to where I started, like, falling asleep in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Before you know it, Saturday night, it probably was, like, around 8 o'clock, Mama came knocking on the door because, you know, she's going to check on us.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, Trina, are you okay? I'm like, Ma, I feel like I'm going to pass out. And she came, opened the door. I was getting up. I passed out. Her and Ty had to pretty much pick me up, bring me in the couch.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she ended up calling you, letting you know, hey, I'm finna go ahead and take Trina to the emergency room. We ended up riding to Memphis. I was feeling so sick. Then that's when I ended up getting admitted. I was so thankful to see you and Sierra come there. I needed all the support. But that was crazy on how they literally pretty much like, what they put me on, like 2 or 3 floors?
They put you on floor 3, and then once you was on floor 3, they realized that they didn't really know how to handle. They didn't know how to care for you like the 5th floor would.
Okay, so that's why. Okay, they end up admitting me on the 2nd floor.
3rd floor.
No, it was the 2nd floor.
Okay.
It was the second floor. I didn't stay in there for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they end up taking us to the 5th floor.
Yeah, to a regular room.
Right. Well, it was actually like an ICU room.
Right.
That room was too small. Then they took me across the hall.
They had to take you to an isolated room with a bigger door.
Right. And it was the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, that's where it all started at. Literally, all I remember is I kept asking for pain medicine. Right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, okay, and when I got there, my heart rate was like 150 beats per minute.
Right.
And I know why. It's because I was in so much pain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't feel full at that time. It was just I was in so much pain. I was uncomfortable, couldn't, lay right. And so what I'm trying to figure out is how it started out, the shocking part of it. I guess, okay, I was at 150 beats per minute. My blood pressure, that was high or low at that time?
That was really, really low. Like, you needed to get your blood pressure up and your heart rate down. But because you were in so much pain, it was the exact opposite. Your blood pressure was really, really low, and your heart rate was like really, really high.
Yeah, she was in shock.
Yeah, she was in shock.
So I basically went into shock at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so because all I can remember, it all happened so fast to where I think it was after that last dosage of medication, because I said, can you please give me some more medication because I'm still hurting, right?
Now, this is January 21st we're talking about now.
January 20th.
No, because January 20th, that's when you went to the emergency room.
Right, and I got admitted in the hospital. It
right.
was Saturday.
And then you slept well.
Yeah, they gave us some medicine.
Yeah, but then January
emergency
21st is the day that's when everything happened.
Midnight is when he ended up giving me the surgery, which
No.
is January 21st. January 21st, midnight is when I went into surgery.
Yeah,
But look,
9:30.
January 20th, that night, on the 5th floor, Kim, the 5th floor, I went into shock. My heart rate dropped to 31.
Mhm.
So it went from 150
To 31.
and dropped down to 31.
I left out the room for maybe like 15 minutes to go down to the family room to take a shower to get ready for work. I came back. Her heart rate was like, at that time, I think it was like 71. And then, or 7, it was in the 70s. And her blood pressure, there was no blood pressure. So I was like, Ma, something wrong. Ma was there with, Mama had just got there. That was that Sunday I was about to go to work, which was January 21st. And I said, Mama, something is wrong. You know, she don't have no blood pressure. Her heart rate is, how did it go down that fast?
Yeah.
And I ran out the room, went to go find a nurse, and she came in and she said, something's wrong. And then by the time we had come back, you started hallucinating. You started, because we found out that your blood sugar was really low.
Okay, yeah.
And then
that's when they started sticking me.
Yeah, they stuck you in your hand to find out, because they just, I don't know,
Everything was dropping.
They knew that, everything was dropping. They knew that the look in your eyes, they was like, something's not right. It was like, talk to her. So I kept on talking to you, and you wasn't up there yet. So they gave you the sugar.
Okay.
And then you started waking up.
Started feeling a little better.
Yeah, and she was like, what did you give her? Like, what's going on? And Mama had just given you some ice chips, but you had just taken pain medicine. And then, like, maybe a couple minutes later, Mama gave you the ice chips. So that combination made you go into
shock.
Made your body just pretty much just break down.
Oh, okay.
And so what they had to do was they had to reverse it.
Okay. So at that point of time, I remember I started falling asleep. So I was basically in my
You was
death.
asleep when I came in there.
Okay. So I was basically on my deathbed at that time.
Yeah.
Because my heart rate was pretty much at death, at 31. I didn't have no blood pressure, no blood pulse.
They couldn't find no oxygen level. There was no oxygen level.
Everything was pretty much gone.
Mm-hmm.
All I can remember is you all coming in my face, Trina, I'm there for you. Stay awake. Don't fall asleep. Mm-hmm. And then I wake up and I see like 4 or 5 different doctors in the room. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Why is there so many people in the room? And I went into a major shock, because all of a sudden they saying, Miss Williams, we're going to either need to put you on life support, or we're going to have to put a feeding tube inside of you, because you have so much fluid built up and so much colon inside of you, to the point to where your stomach will explode and you will die. Mm-hmm. Now at that time, that's when the nurse said, look, we're going to have to reverse all the medication we gave you, so we can make you alert again, because you keep falling asleep and you can die. Now when she gave me that medication to wake up, how I felt made me feel like I was going crazy.
Yeah.
Not only that, but at the time she gave it to me, the doctor's telling me at the same time that I could die. Mm-hmm. So it was a shock that I'm hearing somebody telling me I'm about to die, and then I got this feeling at the same time. Yeah. That's why I end up looking at my nurse crazy, like, Kim, get these people off of me. Yeah. I don't know what they finna do to me, but I need you to get these people off of me, because I don't feel right now.
And the nurse was like, Kim, get him, Kim, get him for me. I need you to get him for me. I'm not strong enough, get him. And the nurse was like, no, I need you to get me. I need you to punch me. I need you to do something. Yell at me. I need you to do something to me, Catrina. Do something to me.
Oh, my goodness, I remember that. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody was literally in my face. And, I mean, it just seemed like I was in a daydream or something, because it just seemed so unreal that it was happening to me. That doctors was literally telling me I'm about to die. Yeah. But then, what really helped save me and changed my mind, because when the doctor said, Miss Williams, I need for you to let us know if you will let us put this feeding tube down you so we can get all that fluid out of you, or you will die, or we can put you on life support. I said no at first because I didn't trust them and I didn't feel comfortable at that time. But when y'all walked in the room with the word of God, singing my song, it's like the Spirit of the Lord was hovering over me, telling me, Trina, trust in me. Lean not to your own understanding right now on what you're going through, and allow me to direct your path. If you trust in me, I will save your life, Trina. That's the only thing, and I'm so thankful y'all kept playing that song over and over. And it was I was like, why they keep playing that song over and over? But it was a reason why y'all kept playing it, because the Lord told y'all to. And from that moment, I said, do what you got to do. Put that thing in me. And when they did that, okay, at that time, I started feeling better because I seen it coming out the tube. I'm looking at the tube literally like, get out of me.
Yeah.
But I noticed that all of it wasn't coming out.
Right.
And they started giving me fluids. I'm like, why they still giving me fluids if they said I'm already full? Because you said how my stomach had looked?
Like you was 9 months pregnant.
Literally that big?
Yeah.
I don't even remember seeing that.
Right.
That's how sick I was.
It was like huge.
Huge.
I asked her the next day, I was like, why your stomach look like that? You knew something was wrong.
It was just like it was
That
about to
was on
explode.
your birthday. That was January 21st.
So it was on your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when everything happened.
Okay.
On her birthday.
Okay, all right. So then that's when my doctor finally came in. Out of all those 5 doctors, my main primary doctor came in and gave me, he actually helped me feel at ease because he had a plan.
Right.
Because I really didn't feel comfortable with them putting the tube down me, and I didn't feel comfortable with me being on life support like I'm literally about to die.
Everything happened for a reason.
Everything happens for a
Because
reason.
they was about to put you on life support, but then they was like, Dr. Kumar's outside.
Yeah.
Boom. Everything turned around. It was just like, okay, we need to have this surgery.
And your nurse did not want you to go on life support. She
At
did
all.
everything. No, we're not putting her.
She was crying.
She was
did
crying.
everything.
She was working. She was
Wow.
like, I can't take care of none of the rest of my patients. This patient needs me right now. She was
Wow.
she was
She had
there
2
with
patients,
you the
but-
rest of the night
Wow.
for literally like five hours. She was constantly
Giving me blood.
giving you.
blood
She was getting
platelets.
so frustrated at you. She was like, I don't need for you to get bed sores. You gotta move. You gotta move
Yeah,
your legs.
she
You gotta
was-
get up. You gotta do something. You don't want to do that.
She
Wow.
wouldn't let you get out the bed, but she wanted you to get
Sit
under
up and-
pillows.
Yeah.
You know, and
Adjust yourself.
And then
with
she
all the
covered
pillows.
me because I was hot and cold,
yeah,
right?
your
But you
body
needed to
was
stay
your
warm.
body was sweating. Your body was you were hot, but your body was
cold.
sweating, but your body was cold.
Wow.
You were
Death.
sweating, and you was hot, but your body was really really cold. Like it was like ice
I
cold.
was literally dead.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
pretty much.
Wow.
I came upstairs. I was like, what?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's nothing but God. That was my strength the whole time.
Yeah.
So I felt comfortable with the doctor saying, giving me the plan. I was down with it. Let's do it now. I don't want to wait.
Yeah.
Okay, they sent me down there, right?
Mhm.
We still didn't have a blood post,
No.
okay? And when I got there, in the operating room, I was thankful that they put me to sleep. But when I woke up, now, they didn't know I woke up because, you know, when you're in anesthesia, you can't move. A lot of people probably is not even alert. But for whatever reason, God made me alert. I could hear everything in the room.
Right.
One of my eyes was open, the other one was closed. Y'all seen how it was when y'all got in the room. That's exactly how it stayed the whole time. I didn't blink at all for hours. All of a sudden, all I could hear, it was 2 nurses left in there. It was 5 people that operated on me. All I could hear was one of the nurses, when they finally finished, they said, this patient is not going to make it. This patient really needs they need to go and tell the family.
Right.
Like, she don't look good at all. I'm like, wow, Lord, do you hear what these people are saying? One of the doctors was supposed to put me a line in.
So they can keep up with your blood pressure because you still didn't have a blood pressure.
They didn't know what my blood pressure was the whole entire time they was doing my surgery.
Right.
So all they could do was assume that I was going to stay alive. All of a sudden, one of the doctors came in, was finally able to give me a art line in my wrist which you never, none of these doctors out of 10 to 15 years have never been able to get blood out my wrist. When they do, it'd be like little drops of blood. But God made it possible for them to get that art line and put that in there. Get an ICU room. In ICU for a whole week. The first day.
Let's talk about the first couple hours you was in ICU.
When ICU, oh my goodness. Okay, first couple of hours in ICU. First of all, y'all didn't even know I was there.
No.
Now I get there, right?
We was in the waiting room, just waiting.
They
Just
said 9:30. They called. They said they was gonna take you in surgery.
yeah, they said we about to begin the surgery
We was
right
out getting something to eat at Wendy's. You know, we was waiting for the phone call. Got the phone call. Went back to the hospital. Back then, she fell asleep in the passenger seat before we even got there. Then about 12:30 they called. They said they was finishing up. But they were supposed to call back at 2:30 and let us know where you was at. But nobody called back. Your mom said she was gonna get some sleep, but she didn't get no sleep.
now. No.
She already told us that we was going back to the room upstairs where you was at the
Right.
ICU, so she was knocked out of the recliner.
Yeah, I couldn't go back up there in that room.
Then it was just me and your mama. She was like, see, I just gotta go to that room. Her spirit is up there. So we went up there. I said, you won't get the stuff? She was like, no, she coming back in the room. I said, "Okay." So we went up there. And the spirit was so strong. Man, I got chills right now. Like, I already knew you wasn't going there.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
I knew we needed to lift your spirit because you weren't strong enough.
right. I was
told
literally
Kimberly, I was like, listen,
She was like,
yo, when your Auntie Tina and them leave, you gotta go in. What's her favorite song?
"Fill Me Up" by Tasha
You gotta
Cobb.
go in there and play that. And if we can't sing, you gotta continue to sing that thing because you gotta feed her spirit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Weak.
Yeah.
Man, went in there with a turnaround.
Literally.
Doctors didn't even know what was going on. Blood pressure popped
Man.
up. Spirit
Man.
was so strong, man. It was ridiculous.
What you doing?
Well, all of a sudden,
What you
by the time I got in ICU, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little shocked at how I was put into the bed, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because it seemed like I was thrown in the bed like I was a baby doll.
Right.
I
Them
mean,
people just
by the time
was
y'all got in the room,
disrespectful.
I couldn't even look at you.
y'all seen how my neck was? I'm like, what in the world? And I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. So this is how I literally was like, I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, please give me enough strength to move my legs, to move my head, so I can try to move my own neck. Because I don't want to have a bad crook in the morning because of how they laid me and they try to fix me.
Right.
So when y'all finally got in, I was so thankful that y'all came in. Because I was so out of it, I forgot y'all was there with me. So when y'all finally came in the room, I like, thank you, Lord. I was like, all I could do was, I couldn't even point to the pillow.
You didn't even get it
I
up
drank
that high.
coffee
I was like
all
this.
night long.
I'm like,
She was just
mm,
waiting.
trying to get y'all attention. Please get this pillow
Right.
for me, but I couldn't say it.
Right.
I've been trying to tell the nurse, but all I could do was just move my hand like this.
We
the
just
way
thought
you was
that-
set up in there, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
How I was
I
late,
was
right?
mad, but
I didn't look comfortable and I wasn't comfortable.
you wasn't.
And the things that I heard some of the nurses say, I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a patient here,
Right.
but I'm not going to talk about that. Now, the first 2 days that I was there, now they already had told me, you gonna die, Miss Williams, because of what your situation is. Well, they still was saying
she's
the
a
same
very
thing.
sick girl.
You're very, very sick, Miss Williams. We don't know if you're gonna make it. That's all I kept hearing the first 2 days. But because of how strong Mama made us and what our grandmother instilled in us, God, only God had the last say so. So everything that they were saying, I did not believe anything they were saying because I know with me having full faith in God, God would have took me that night. God would have let the enemy take me that night when I was drifting off to leave. So I know whatever man was saying, I didn't have to listen to what he was saying because I had already made it through, the fluid coming out of me, going through surgery with no blood pulse, no blood pressure, and just being in a whole bunch of pain.
Unlimited pain.
It was excruciating.
It was one night, y'all. It was one night. I think it was like the third or fourth night. They came in saying something. I talked to you because y'all was in South Carolina at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if I was going to make it the next day because of how I was feeling and because of what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Lord, if I make it to the next morning, I know you have the last say so. I was so thankful to wake up that next morning.
Was that the night when I talked to you? And so you was, and I was, but you was still being, oh man, God is so good.
I did not know. I didn't feel like I was going to make it the next day.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I just felt like I wasn't going to make it the next day.
Yeah.
And I talked to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was being strong too.
Yeah, you was telling me, you was like, when you remember how it was when you believed in me that day when I called you from Signal Wireless? I was like, yep. You said, think about it like that.
I promise you, I felt like I wasn't going to make it.
After that, I was like, you know what? That's exactly what it is. Trina, don't worry about it, girl. You gonna walk out of Singular Wireless and you gonna run your own business for 10 years.
And that's what happened. That's what happened.
And
Well,
that's
for whatever
exactly
reason.
how I looked at it like what them doctors were saying. Mama been telling us all our lives.
Yeah.
Don't believe, man.
So when I made it that next day, I'm like, God, you are so awesome. All I can do is continue to have full faith in you. You let me survive the next day. For whatever reason, I didn't know if I was going to make it. So now, 7 days in ICU, I'm still alive. Legs swollen like I'm a
balloon.
Man, my legs look like they was like 100 pounds per leg.
Per leg.
Y'all see how big them things was?
Of course we saw how big them things was.
I can't believe
it
they had me get
mine.
Right. No, it was bigger than that.
Yeah, it was bigger than mine.
On my side.
They were bigger than that. Because by the time y'all came, they had went down some.
Yeah, that's what Mama said.
Them things was huge. My face was big and everything.
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was the day we was leaving. Your face, everything was big.
All because of certain pain medicine they had gave me. The side effect of it made me explode.
It wasn't the pain medicine. It was the medicine. It was the medicine to bring your heart rate down.
Okay. All right.
It was the medicine to bring your heart rate down and push your blood pressure up.
It was so much that I was on. And I remember even in the ICU the whole time, my heart rate was still 150.
Yep. It was still 150. It wasn't 150. It started dropping. It went from 150, then 140, then 130, then 120, then...
It kind of maintained at 120.
Yeah, it kind of maintained at 120. And by the time I had come back from South Carolina, it was going as low as 100 by then.
Yeah, but it still maintained at like 120.
Yeah, it went
most of the time.
But they was like, that was okay because your blood pressure was,
maintaining.
Yeah, it was maintaining.
Going back into the steady. But what I'm amazed at is I had just had a huge stomach surgery, which they was amazed as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they had me getting up 2 days later, walking with some huge, gigantic leg to do some PT.
Right.
I'm like, how strong can a person be?
Mm-hmm.
I'm this tiny, going through all this excruciating pain. My stomach literally bleeding, gushing out with blood, and they got me sitting up like nothing ever happened to me.
Like, why would you make her get out the bed and, like, dude, what are you talking about, dance? The lady was like, dance.
And I was
like,
dancing.
You was dancing.
Literally dancing.
Literally dancing.
That was that medicine.
And I'm like, but then while you were dancing,
I was hurting. I almost passed out.
Yeah,
actually.
your blood sugar had went too low, and the nurse had to come in there and put you back to bed and give you sugar, give you insulin.
Wow. The things that, wow.
Yeah.
So then, another thing that really amazed me is all the different doctors that I was seeing. And most of them were saying the same thing. You are so sick. We just don't know if you will make it. They was talking as if they didn't even think I was going to leave the hospital.
Right.
That's how they was talking. But they just don't know who I am.
Mm-mm.
They don't know that the angels was on assignment for me. And that night when those 5 doctors came in, I actually seen angels attached to them. It was those angels that took the knowledge, the knowledge that the doctors had gained. They applied that to the doctors to help save my life.
Right.
Because the angels are the ones that saved me. The doctors helped them
Oh,
save me.
God sent his angel.
Yes. God sent the right angels
Yeah.
in my life to save me.
And Kumar was gone.
Yeah.
He walked up in there like, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
He acknowledged the spirit.
Yeah. I mean, it was so amazing on the experience that I've been through. And I was so honored and blessed to know that I was leaving ICU and finally going into step down, which was on floor 3.
Yes, 3. I keep on saying 2.
And it was so awesome because I was still kind of out of it at that time when I got on the 3rd floor. Those nurses it's 2 main nurses, I don't want to say any names, but it's 2 main nurses that really helped save my life because they was consistent on checking on me periodically, especially the first 2 to 3 nights I was there. You know, they made sure I had the right medications. They made sure my drains and my stomach, was being cleansed properly. And I'm just so thankful that it was more good than bad. Because not any hospital, not any person, not any facility or company is perfect. But I had some great nurses, some great doctors that really helped save my life in this hospital. And to know that God was in the midst of everything, the moral of this story is that God will save you. God will never leave nor forsake you. God will do whatever you ask, but you got to have full faith in him. You have to pray. And I'm thankful for all the friends and the family that prayed along with us.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for them, it would have just been us praying.
Right.
And yeah, God hears us.
Yeah.
But to have a whole host of people, Facebook friends, family, friends, to just pray with us, church members. I'm just so thankful.
School. I mean, just
everybody
everywhere was praying. And thank you. I appreciate you all.
Kim, Sierra, Mama, my husband, Ron, I thank y'all so much for sticking by me every step of the way. Because God literally humbled me all the way down. I lost literally everything. I'm unemployed right now. I wasn't able to bathe myself. I couldn't even move my arm to press a button to call the nurse. That's how sick I was. I stayed in the hospital for 18 days. And all 18 days, my family was there by my side. Shout out to my sis, Sierra, for being there. She celebrated her birthday on the day I almost died. That's how much love I have. That's how much love they have for me. And I'm just thankful to have y'all in my life. Because it's one thing to go into a hospital and have nurses and doctors to help you, but it's another thing to have your family by your side, to make sure you're cared for, to make sure you're bathed properly, to make sure you're taking the right medication, make sure you're eating properly, Yeah. I'm thankful for y'all. And my message to the world is not only do you have faith in God, not only do you pray, but you make sure you treat people right. Because you never know who you will need at the time that you go down.
You never know who God has on assignment, so just treat people right.
Treat people right. You just never know. Don't do them wrong in any kind of way. Don't lie to people. Don't try to humiliate them. Don't try to take from them. Because I'm telling you, just how I almost lost my life 2 weeks ago, and how I pretty much couldn't do anything for myself. I couldn't get up and walk. And I still have to have help walk. I had to learn how to walk again within the last 2 weeks. But because God is an almighty God, and I'm an angel, and I just love the Lord from from the bottom of my heart and I want to seek him in every way, I want to get to know him in every way I can, the Lord saved my life. I didn't save my life. My family didn't save my life. The doctors didn't save my life. God saved my life. And you have to know God is not dead. God is real.
Oh, yeah.
All day long.
And he's an almighty God. And he will do
Awesome
anything.
God.
All things are possible when you have God on your side.
Amen.
So at the end of the day, I'm just thankful to be alive because January 20th looked like I wasn't going to make it. And I'm still here. It's now February 19th.
Yeah,
It's going on a
almost
whole
month.
month
Almost a month.
that I have been alive and my life has been saved.
Thank you, Lord.
It's almost our anniversary.
Hey. So, last thing I want to say, because I was having all kind of dreams in the hospital as well. Last thing, the Lord gave me messages all throughout my different dreams, but the main message that I remember is to stand firm, to push through, and keep the faith. With that being said, my name is Catrina Latrice Williams. I am a proud cancer survivor, about to beat cancer 2 times in my life.
Right.
I love God from the bottom of my heart and will always stay in the house of the Lord forever. I'm thankful for my sister Kimberly Ann Skipwith, my sis Sierra Joy Williams. I'm thankful for my hubby Ronald Rayade Hulatsi, and
My
the
mom.
main one,
Thankful for you, Mommy.
my mother, dear Lily Bell Wilson, for everyone being here for me. Thank you all, Facebook family. I love you all. This is my testimony. I hope it inspires somebody. Stand firm, y'all, and keep the faith. God bless.
Be strong.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Good night.